Let's talk about people tearing down statues and disrespecting the flag. Again, in light of what's going on and Drew Brees' comments and people actually tearing down statues and people spray painting graffiti on statues and whatnot. So let's tackle the flag first, because this one is just so easy. I'm not sure how or why people get this confused. Burning the flag, or whatever, ripping it, and people getting upset at that's fine. You can be upset. But people who say that shouldn't be allowed, or they didn't fight, or their grandfather or their father or whatever didn't fight for that, they actually did fight for just that. It's protected in the First Amendment. They fought just for that freedom of expression. And it should not be outlawed, and it won't be outlawed. And if it upsets you, that's fine. It can upset you. I personally think that there are better ways to show your displeasure and to show your anger or your rage. But I also understand that what people fought for and what the Constitution states, they're well within their rights to do that, and they should be. So it's really that simple. It's really that cut and dry. And then you have, when Trump says he wants to make it outlawed and stuff like that, that's just him being an autocrat, him being a wannabe tin pot dictator, and it's stupid. And it's that simple. That takes me to the statues. The statues, this is different, varying the statue, right? So, you have statues of, like, let's say Confederate generals or Confederate war heroes of the Civil War. And they should come down, or, I'm not a big component of, like, defacing them. Just take them down, right? Just take them down. But they should come down because they were traitors to this country. Okay, so the country, America, that is still current, has statues up of people who wanted to destroy America. They wanted to leave America. They wanted to create their own union, their own country, separate from the United States of America. They wanted to destroy the Union. They were treasonous against this country. So that's why they should come down. I'm not going to use the argument that they should come down because they were racist in any way or they were slaveholders. That's terrible in its own right, for sure. But then you can use that argument to take down statues of George Washington or Thomas Jefferson and whatnot. And I don't think that that's a good argument, because you're judging, Thomas Jefferson in 1774 to 2020 standards. Now, I understand, he should have known then, and people should know since, like, the beginning of slavery in time, that slavery is wrong. I get that. But you have to understand that during their time, there was no social pressure, really. There was no stigma. They went along their lives with nowhere near the amount of stigma that there is today, even for just racism. And, in certain regards, like, it even gets a little more foolish. So you have a statue of Winston Churchill that was spray painted racist on it. And, when he was alive, he made some comments that probably were pretty racist. But to me, this is throwing the baby out with the bathwater. The man was one of the sole purposes for defeating the Nazis and England remaining still a city, really, during World War II. So the man obviously has or did do some great things, and he also had some flaws. We all have flaws. The same people who wrote racist on his statue are probably blasting Michael Jackson music as they dance around their living room, when we all know Michael Jackson molested young boys and raped little children. And you can't really square that circle. So, we have to understand that people are flawed. There are certain statues based on the person that are worse than other statues. We have to understand that we can't, in certain moral conundrums, we can't hold 2020 standards to 1662, to 1942. We have to make the clear distinction between those, because there is. Now, again, there are some moral truths that carry throughout time. I will completely concede that. And again, there are some statues that should definitely come down, but there are some statues that should definitely not come down. And we can't allow, certain people to deface them and do outlandish things to them, right? And it's, the flag thing is cut and dry. It's really, really simple. It's not a difficult topic to get your mind around. Statues things is a little more different. It's individually based on the statue, based on the transgression, based on the years and times we're in, based relative to when that person lived. And this, you can say the same thing about the Confederate flag. It's tied to treason. It's tied to the death of the country that you currently live in, because if they won or got their way, there would probably be no United States today. It would be very different. And that's what that flag was, a symbol of the South that wanted to end the United States. And in the process of ending the United States, they wanted to continue the system of slavery in the South. So again, it's very different. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, that it's all the same, or that this statue should come down or that statue should not come down. We got to look at it on an individual base. In my eyes, every single Confederate statue should come down in this country. We don't give second place trophies.